Hello everyone, my name is Kenneth Outwater and I'm an artist and illustrator. I mainly like to do character art. That's what I'm best known for. That's what I tend to dabble in the most out of anything else. I also like to do environments, but that's something that I still have to get better at and work on out of everything that I do. I'm pretty keen on characters, so in this video, it will showcase a project that I've been working on for the better half of about a month and a half, we'll say. A goblin themed deck of playing cards. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a while, being able to design my own deck of playing cards. I just think it would be really cool. And I just picked up the page, and the pencil and I just started drawing. In this case, it was my page and pencil was a tablet and a tablet pen, an iPad to be exact, and a Bluetooth pencil in an app called Procreate. It's actually a really cool app. I've really gravitated toward it. It's a really intuitive. It has a lot of nice brush sets in there to be able to use. And it's actually very user friendly as well. It's just a great tool to be able to use. And that's what I've been designing these goblin themed cards in. The goblin themed deck of cards is going to be part of a bigger set called 4 Kingdoms. So the story goes there used to be a goblin horde that used to have a good chunk of the land, and then they were run out by the king's men and the king himself, and were banished into woodsy areas and marshlands. So the idea here is that each of the decks would have their own and house their own different types of warriors. And in this one I'm designing would be the goblin themed deck, as I had mentioned earlier. And so with that being said, the main goal is to be able to defeat each of the 4 kingdoms. And if you do that, they actually possess each of the 4 kingdoms possess a specific and special relic made out of gold, emerald, ruby, or diamond. And they're also the play off of the 4 suits in the deck of cards: hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. So the idea is that if you get one of these relics, then you rule that kingdom. In this video, you're going to see time lapse. There's a longer time lapse, which is about 8 minutes long, and then there's a shorter time lapse, which is much shorter, 30 seconds. The character that you'll see in this is he's a goblin priest, and he would be the number 9 card in this deck of cards. He wields a staff, which I implemented the number 9s in 2 different places. I wanted to have kind of some more fun with the cards that are in higher number. Those are sort of like the big bruisers or the big hitters, you could say, the more powerful foes in that deck of cards. So originally, I wanted to make this a deck of cards, but eventually I'd like to turn it into its own trading card game, its own possibly board game / card game, adult card game. Without further ado, here is the Goblin Priest. So actually, this idea had came about from when a really good friend of mine named River was visiting me after a long time. We've not seen each other. He had come up and he was visiting me in Pennsylvania, and another friend of ours named Glenn. I began to show them all of the things that I had done thus far during the course of the project, and what I had led up to in regard to talking further about implementing this, what I call the 2-color system, or dual color stream system, to create the characters and the environments. So afterward, he had mentioned, he said, "Man, why didn't you do drawing tutorials?" He said, "You're really good at it." And I said, "Oh, wow, well, thank you so much." And I said, I've thought about it before, and in the past I had thought to do it, but I just never had. And so I thought to myself, when I'm done creating this number 9 card in this Goblin team deck of playing cards, I'm gonna post this video to show my process works. I call it the dual color system, using one solid color and then a brighter version of that color over top of it to create 3 dimension. Here you can see in the background what is supposed to be shelves in a library with books on them. So it was fun to work on the background, actually. And I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do at first, but then it just started to come together. It's almost as if he's pacing to get out of the library because he's been called to action. In the next part of the video here, you'll see us start to use highlighting colors over top of the green, like a very light green color, a bright green color. And the one thing that I actually use, and I did this the same way on his robe, on his shoulder, his arm, his left arm there is, and his little hanging wrist part of his robe, is I used the color over top of it is a block of color, and then I use the smudge tool in Procreate. And I'll tell you what, a lot of other people say that it's frowned upon to use a smudge tool, but I think if you use it the right way, you can really get some nice blending going on with your work and your pieces. Here you begin to see that I start to add the wood grain to the wooden parts of the shelves. So guys, for most of the characters and environments that I've created thus far up to this point, I've been using one brush in particular in Procreate. It's called the flat brush. It's actually really, in my opinion, one of my favorite brushes. It's the one I primarily use, and I really like it a lot because when you use it, it leaves kind of like a little bit of a blockiness naturally, because the flat brush is like a rectangular thumbnail of a brush, and so when you draw with it, you can sort of cut away, you can add layers over top of it. So it's really nice when you're using that dual stream color system that I've been implementing, because you two seamlessly just go over top of one another, and because it's of the orientation of the brush being like rectangular instead of round or triangular or anything like that, it allows you to feel like you're creating your 3 dimensions more readily and more seamlessly. Continuing now to add the highlights, and then in some time you'll see that I'll start to add in shadows and shading as well. at the very top, on the second floor where the bookshelf is, I'm adding some atmospheric perspective, like a very light gray tone. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe if you are interested in seeing more of these videos and time-lapse videos and or tutorial videos. Just drop a comment in the comments below. Thank you so much again for watching, and have a nice day.